Today's show, as always, sponsored by LivasaIslandApparel.com for gear that represents the South Pacific Island languages and cultures accurately and responsibly. Put on for the culture. Catch the wave at LivasaIslandApparel.com. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Ballinesian podcast, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasailandapparel.com. Check them out on the website. All the merch, hoodies, tank tops, shirts that they have. Get ready for summer. They're going to be down at 4 Days of Aloha in Esther Short Park in Vancouver, Washington.
Yes, sir.
This July. So definitely get your merch, get ready, or get ready to get your merch at the festival.
Yep.
Also follow them online at Levasa, at Le_Vasa on Instagram. Follow the page so you get the latest updates on what's being posted. Let's get into it. Ballinesian Podcast, Sports, it's going down. I'm Lance Falitongo, joined by Brother Forrest. What is going on? What is new? How are you doing?
Man, I'm tired, man.
Tired?
I'm tired, man. I forgot I forgot what it's like to be part of the regular workforce in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been oh man, maybe 3 or 4 years since I've had like an actual like clock in kind of
Clock in.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and put in regular hours. Uh so I just recently moved back to Federal Way from Vancouver/Portland. I was doing security and doorman work out there and
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm back here, with my family, which is cool. I get to, we're older, so like
Nice.
being out here is fun. It's an adjustment, I won't lie. It's an adjustment, but I went and got a real job.
Hey. Congrats, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, appreciate it. So if you see people loading your bags for Alaska Airlines, you look down there. I'm probably not there. I'm probably sleeping in the bed. I'm probably hiding somewhere sleeping, but I'm part of that crew. Yeah, that's what's been going on with me, man. So just
Nice.
adjusting to life out here with my family again. And going to work like an actual work time to get up and go to work.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You had to start with
Mhm.
like training in class. Like this is
Yeah,
your
this is
orientation week.
this is the third day of training. This is how like I've for the past 3 years I've been getting up at any time of the day I wanted, because I didn't I didn't start work till like 9 o'clock in the evening, 8:45,
Yeah.
and I worked till like 4 in the morning. And then uh although it was a dangerous job, it wasn't anything like it wasn't rocket science. So
Yeah.
and now I have to get up at uh 5 o'clock to be somewhere by 7.
Oh, damn.
Right. And then I'm there from 7 to 3:30. And it's cool right now. Train of anybody who knows like about training when you're working, it sucks. It's easy. It's easy. It's cool. You get to learn new stuff. Yeah, obviously you have to learn new stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, and like any big corporation that deals with people, you have to learn safety stuff, OSHA. So almost learning it's like redundant when I used to work for like Home Depot or other
Hmm.
warehouse companies. You got to go through that whole OSHA training again. But yeah, yeah.
Nice. Bro, I'm excited. That's yeah. Congratulations on getting
I
that job and
appreciate it. Appreciate
getting
it.
trained up and
Yeah, it's training. Let's hope I get through the training.
you
I mean,
got it.
it's
You got
it's
it.
paid training,
Ooh.
but yeah. So, but I mean, it is a sports show, and I heard you want to go play some sports today.
Yo. Shout out to brother Noah.
Man, don't shout that fool out, man.
Yo, he drove across Portland to meet me all the way out in Hillsboro at McKay Golf Course, McKay Creek Golf Course. Um, yeah, man, we played 18. We were on the golf course. We were the first ones on the course today, so
Ooh,
just had like a dewy, fresh course to go hit balls, and I felt Man, I felt really good. I felt like in control today. Like the
Nice.
ball was going mostly for the most part where I
Where you
wanted
wanted
to,
to go.
especially like on the short game and the chipping and the pitching. Usually I'm flying way over the green or I'm like coming up way short, not able to dial it in, but I had some like approach shots that ended up on the green and were kind of exactly what I wanted to do in my mind. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
oh, yeah, I'm
Uh-oh.
addicted again. Let's go. That's how they get you, man. You hit like two pure shots or one shot where it's like, I wanted it to land there, roll there, get close. Yo, you hit one of those shots, you're right back into, hey, when's the next time you guys want to meet? Let's try to do this again. What's your work schedules like?
Oh man, the first couple of shots you hit it, you're like, huh, okay. Then you do it like maybe a couple more times, and you're like, huh. By the
Something's
third
going on.
time, right? Then you're like, hell yeah. This is see. I don't know why I'm not out here more often.
Yo, I'm
No, see,
always
no,
trying to grip the driver and
uh,
rip it,
and rip it.
and
Yeah,
it'll slice off. The ball will go like just go straight for like 10 feet and then start veering until it hits the out of bounds line. But like, I just like tried to chill out, let the club do the work. You know, like stuff they tell you, keep your head down. Just,
yeah, right. Look at the ball.
yeah,
Look at the
keep,
ball.
keep your eye on the ball, hit the ball.
See,
Yeah,
Noah fancy. I haven't seen him, and this is not a slight against Noah. I just haven't seen him play yet. He's been showing his the game cards every time he plays with
nice.
the boys. But he's like his scores have been pretty good, so he
Yeah,
fancies himself right now a decent golfer. But he's always trying to get better. Love that about him. But he's on the journey to break 80 right now. So, and for all of you who play golf regularly or who have been playing since they were 12 and can break 70 easy,
no.
Noah has yeah, exactly. Noah hasn't been playing since he was a kid, but he's picked it up and he's really into it.
Yeah,
He's got a bug for it. He's got the love for it, so he's getting pretty good. But I was telling him,
consistent.
right, consistent. I used to play golf when I was like really small. Haven't played in the
Hey,
longest time. I know if I go out there, I will look like a fish out of water, as they say. Uh, so yeah, but we're gonna have to all go out there one day for fun, and no scorecard,
yeah, yeah.
no videos.
Just go progress your ball. No videos.
He said progression ball, no Diddy. Uh, but that's cool, man. I'm glad you guys. Besides going out there for bragging rights and winning. Glad you guys got together. I know it's been a while since you two have
Yeah,
went out and hung out. It's been a while since we've all hung out, so that's pretty dope. And you guys got to do it playing golf. So
yeah,
dope.
that was fun. Just getting outside, being active, I think. But yeah, especially a little sport like that where it's you against you, but also you get to spend time out on the grass with your friends, family. Yeah. Shout out to cheap golf courses, municipal. Let's go.
Hey
Um,
man, if coming from Samoa, can't get any better than that.
bro.
It's a really nice course. It's not like anything out here, well, the green fees or, just to play alone out there is a lot cheaper than it is to play anywhere out here. So
Yeah.
shout out to the golf course in Iri.
Either
You
golf
know,
course.
shout
I
out
can't
to
wait to go back there and play
oh
that course.
man, shout out to the Telesol family,
Hey.
Timbo and Myers, and God rest his rest in peace, Uncle Willie.
Uncle Willie.
Yeah, so yeah, man, that's good. That's dope. I love it. I love it.
Nice. Some sports news. The Lakers have made the playoffs. I
That's not sports news.
It's breaking news. We
I
survived the Pelicans.
was I was hoping it was heartbreaking news when that's coming on, but I looked and the Lakers seem to have squeaked into the playoffs.
Yo, just barely. Thank God. But now, now that the Lakers have won the first play-in spot, they're the 7th seed and have to play the 2 seed Denver Nuggets, which should be Oh, that should be a tough one for the Lakers, just because the Nuggets are super powered up. Jokic. Do you know if they have any injuries? The Nuggets?
Uh,
Murray, Gordon, Porter.
I think one of the coaches have like the cold or something.
Oh yeah, see, we're screwed. LeBron's just I just feel like it's old. Like it's I mean, he's still doing stuff, but he's like now turning into like a facilitator instead of like a Mack truck that
Well,
can go down the
he's
lane all the time.
not. He can still do it, but he's a very good facilitator. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. I mean, you can't really complain about that. But LeBron also has been, and this is not a slight against LeBron. All you LeBron jockers out here and Laker fans, he hasn't played as like yes, he came out of high school. He's been playing a long time, but he's also been able to take games off. Um, he
Yeah.
he also pays over $1 million to keep his body fresh through training, his dietitians, his cooks, the best vitamins, everything. He pays over $1 million because that's what top athletes do. You want to stay at the top, you pay to keep your body in shape, keep yourself in shape. So um he is older in age, but I think at playing wise, I think he can play almost well into his 50s
Damn.
if he doesn't have in like not like 54, but maybe till he's 50. I'm sorry. Um, just because he's been able to take his body hasn't taken too much damage or too many hits. And again, a lot of guys when they get older into their career, their style of play changes. Uh Jordan was a more of a jump shooter, uh perimeter player later in his years, developed the turnaround was always there, but his mid-range game just became deadly and he started shooting better from three later in his career because of course he knew that he couldn't just jump over everybody anymore. Kobe was the same way. Kobe became a jump shooter. His mid-range game was second to none. Um,
Mm.
yeah, a lot of players, same thing, Malone too. You saw him develop a little bit more of a jump shot when he got a little older. But by the time he got to the Lakers, I mean, he's yeah. But he also he was different. He battled it down there in the paint for so long, so he took a lot of damage when in his playing days. So yeah, but LeBron's one of those guys that he's like you said, he's more of a facilitator now. Probably stay out more on the perimeter. He could probably be their point guard. Maybe they can go get a power forward and just have him run the point now.
Did Magic Johnson shoot the ball?
Not very well.
He's just a tall point guard that like could get the ball.
No, no. Again, later he developed a shot. But if you watch a lot of his games, like his form was funny, but he made it work. But yes,
Mm.
Magic was a 6'9" point guard who could run the court, pass like no other. If you think you have eyes in the back of your head on the court, Magic had eyes 360 around his head. Not only that, the flair that he played with really just powered the Lakers through in those times, Showtime. And I'm not saying it was all him because they had guys like James Worthy, Kareem there, you know, Michael Johnson, just Michael Thompson, a lot of guys. Lakers had a lot of guys, but Magic was really the heart and soul. That was Showtime Lakers, you know.
Oh.
Uh
What would you call the Lakers of 2024?
Tired. No, you know what? I don't know. LeBron's team. That's all I can say. I'll give it to AD. AD has stayed healthy this year, and his numbers are he's put up some really good numbers. Starting from last season when like towards the end of the season when he came back and he just stayed healthy and was just he's been a dominant center. I don't think too many people talk about it enough. Of He's been pretty dominant, I think, as a center. People were scared that he was gonna come back and he's so fragile. They're still talking about it. They don't think that LA could get very far if he goes down. So I knew a lot of guys are waiting for him to go down. But he's been able to stay solid. I don't know if he's done anything different training wise or like recovery wise. There's so much technology and the advancement and things of that sort now, medicine to keep players healthy. I mean, even with surgeries, like a few years ago, you tore your like Achilles or you tore an ACL, MCL, one of your CLs. That was pretty much your career. Like guys were like, damn, you were hoping that maybe he would go to like Europe for one of those experimental surgeries and he'd come back better. But yeah, the advancement in medicine and in recovery and training is different. So, like we said, LeBron spends over $1 million to stay healthy, and I'm pretty sure AD's uh in that
AD is the one that
range.
should be spending $1 million.
Well, I mean, AD should go and get an Iron Man suit, but I mean that's not gonna happen. So
We'll see how the Lakers fare against the Nuggets. Who do we got? OKC. I mean, OKC's number one. Damn. Okay.
man, it's crazy. If you saw the record, the turnaround from last year to this year is amazing. Another surprise team at the top of the ranking, Minnesota. Uh, with
Yeah.
Minnesota, yeah.
Yo, what do you
Uh,
think about Ant Edwards?
I, I love this game, man. And then everybody can make the comparison between him and Jordan. He's got the airtime, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
He his jump shot is crazy, the way he goes to the basket. And I think a lot of people talk about how him and Kobe had that like killer instinct. Again, nothing against LeBron, but some people don't think he has it. And that's why he hasn't won another championship because they don't think he can finish.
Yeah.
But Ant looks like he's one of those guys that can really just go after you. I think he might need another star. Rudy Gobert is not doing it. He, before people come from you, what? He's such a star. You can no one can do it on their own. I'm a big Jordan fan. Jordan couldn't do it on his own. But I think if Ant picks up another solid number two to his one, uh, I think the league is scary. You should be scared of him because look at Shy with Chet and the surrounding team, his supporting team. Man, they look. I know OKC's young. I know like this will be their first time like number one. Like it's new to them, but yeah, look out, man. They might make some noise in the playoffs. They might win the championship this year.
There's a huge stink bug just like crawling up the curtain of the window right here. I'm like, why? Why are you in my house right now, bug?
Because we're
Uh,
talking about the Lakers.
I, I smacked it away, and then I was like, oh, that's a stink bug. Probably shouldn't have done that because now he's gonna gas it up. But apparently, he wants to take a higher vantage point before he releases. Okay, I'm gonna be cool with you if you cool with me. He's like, you already hit me, bro.
All right.
I'm already on my
Yeah.
revenge tour.
He said, man, already cool with you, man. You just tried to kill me. That's not cool.
That's not cool. My bad, my bad. Forgive me. I'm learning. All right. What else? I mean, the NBA playoffs, the play-ins are happening right now. We're gonna get the first round, and then we're going to. I feel like once the teams kind of whittle down, be able to focus more on matchups and who exactly has a shot at this NBA title this year. Um, but until then, let's all like put our powers together and like push that mana towards the Lakers. Okay, all together now. All right, everyone, bow your heads. Um,
Hey, Stink
I
Bug, you first. Push that.
was just sitting here now, bro. Damn it. Um, WNBA. The
Oh
draft
man.
was this week. We were watching
Yeah.
attentively.
Well, first off, we got to see Caitlin Clark go number one,
Yep.
which was already everybody was talking about it already. I don't think there was any doubt that she was going to go number one. So
There was
that's
like a delay in the pick. They opened the draft and then it was like, we'll wait for the
I,
Fever to turn in the pick, and it took forever.
man. You know what? ESPN was like fucking up that day too. So I don't know. It could have been that, but it's gonna be fun to see her come out.
Mm.
Uh, I don't think this it might correlate, but the Las Vegas Aces are two-time defending champions, so
Did
them
the
moving to bigger venue isn't just because it's Caitlin Clark, it's because the Aces have
yeah.
fans. So um but still great for the league to see Caitlin Clark go number one. Yeah, that Aces game. Hopefully my benefits kick in. I'm gonna fly out to watch that in Vegas.
Did the Aces make a draft pick yesterday?
They
Or
did. They
like
did.
it? I did it. It seemed like it was. I mean, who
They
the Fever, the Spark, the Lynx, the
they
the Dallas
the
Wings.
the Sky got I don't know how they ended up with those picks, but they were able to first draft Camila Cardoso, and then a little
Hmm.
bit, maybe two picks after, were able to pick up Angel Reese. That's not fair. So now you have
Hmm.
Cardoso and Angel Reese playing for the Chicago Sky, but the Sparks were able to draft Cameron Brink first at was it number two? Cameron Brink went,
Yeah.
and then pick up Jackson from Tennessee at four. So same thing. Those two teams got super better. That's not fair that they got to drop those two people. The Aces picked up oh, was a surprise pick. Kate Martin from Iowa was at the draft to support Caitlin Clark. And by chance,
Ended up getting picked while she
ended up
was.
getting drafted in the second round while she was sitting which was a surprise to
Wow.
her. Great story. The Aces picked her. They also picked up a recovering center from Virginia Tech who is a former All-American. She's really good. Who else? They got a couple of girls. Thing about that is all those girls that got drafted, especially by the Aces, because they might have just maybe three spots left on the roster. It's gonna be a dogfight to stay in
Hmm.
the league on their roster because there's only so many spots. We also saw man, I forgot to see where she got drafted, but oh sorry. Seattle Supersonics. The
Ooh.
Seattle the Seattle Storm drafted one of my favorite players from the tournament, Nico Mule from
Yeah.
UConn. And I put it on my
Arr.
yeah, I put it on my IG story, Super Junior, because she's also from
Wow.
she's from UConn. She plays point. Uh, my gosh, she plays really great defense. Not just to get Caitlin Clark, she played great defense all year long. Might probably have to develop a better 3-point shot, but she can hit shots. But she's yeah, Super Junior to Seattle Storm. That's gonna be fun to watch. There was a lot of great draft picks, but I think for us here at the Ballinesian, we were very excited. We were sitting on edge, waiting to hear um the name of Alissa Pili being
Hmm.
called out, and we weren't disappointed when she was drafted by the Minnesota Lynx at number 8, top 10.
A.
Top 10. Um, that's That's amazing. From a girl who was played still great when she was first at USC. Um, felt like she had to transfer over to Utah. Got to Utah, was still being a little bit, they were still downplaying her. She had a great first year at Utah, and then like her second year, she was just starting to tear it up, and people had to recognize, and they finally started projecting her to go in the top 10 of the draft.
Yeah. She had a run this year versus some
Yeah.
big teams. She had that game against South Carolina where Dawn
Yep.
Staley was like, "Yo, she's unstoppable. We just had to
Yeah.
score more because there was nothing we can do to stop her." And putting up 30s, 35 points, just
Right.
putting up these big performances where people really caught wind of her style and production, and that
Yep.
really like got her name going and uh, really got teams recognizing, the potential that she had coming into the league. So shout out to the Minnesota Lynx for
Man.
uh,
Yeah.
calling the name Pili out of Utah. I mean, she was what 12.6 points at USC, but the last two seasons
Man.
at Utah really blew it up. And
She
she's
she was
talking about
scoring. But not
Utah
only
was like the
that,
place where
she
she
found her game, found herself,
found her
found
love
her own.
again
Yep, found her love again for the
because
game.
USC fricked it up. I don't know what you guys did at USC, but you lost a good thing.
I mean, it's USC. You know what I mean? They do that a lot in
They
every
think they
sport.
know. Yo, yeah, that always hurts. Whenever I see Alissa Pili in a Utah Utes jersey killing it, I'm like, why did USC mess that up? Should have
I
whatever
mean,
needed to happen, make her feel more at
if it
home,
makes
put a better environment system around her. Shoot,
if it makes you feel better, the trade off was Juju Watkins. So
I mean, we could have had both of them, right? Juju
true,
coming in with
true.
Alyssa dominating and playing off of
Uh,
that type of shooting. Woof.
with that being said, we just talked about how it's a struggle for a lot of the even if you're a first round draft pick in the WNBA because there's only so many spots that are there because there's only so many teams right now in the WNBA. So her work
Yeah.
is, if you think she's been putting in work, and she has, she's gonna have to put in extra now to stay on the roster, to be on the active roster for Minnesota, because they already have established players, even though they were in the draft that high at 8. The only knock I know a lot of people are saying about her is she's a little slower. She's 6'2". She's a post player, like a traditional post player. She does hit threes though. She can
Mm,
play on the perimeter. Uh, so when we say she's slow, yes, foot speed maybe, but her footwork, it might be the best in the draft.
yeah.
Her footwork is amazing. Down
Posty.
low, going to the basket, she's amazing. She can score at every level on the court.
Yes.
People worried about how maybe playing D because she had to play against like Cardoso and of Angel Reese, to just to name two great players she had to play against. But she held her own. She did pretty well. So yeah, I for one, of course, I know you are definitely believe she can make that roster and become a big name in the sport. And for her, they asked her what she wanted to be known for. She wants to be known for being a role model, being for
Yeah.
not just her Polynesian side and that culture, but she's also of Native American culture or Alaskan Native Americans,
Hmm.
so of the nation. Um, and she loves that the girls now can look at her and see themselves out there, and that's big.
Yeah.
Uh, I know there might be a few, maybe some um with Samoan blood that have been playing, but the only one woman I can remember being drafted before her in the draft was Naomi Mulitalo.
Hmm.
That was when the league kind of first started. She
2000.
she was a post player out of Washington. Since then, I mean, there have been a lot of great Polynesian women who play basketball. But this might be the first time we've seen one drafted so high at number 8. Um, I do believe if Tahini Papa would have came out this year, she would have been drafted maybe somewhere within the 1 to 12 range. So we also look forward to seeing her in the draft next year. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Um, couple girls at UCLA play. There's a girl at Stanford. There's just girls everywhere that are playing right now of Polynesian descent. So it's fun to watch. We love seeing Alissa up there.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it.
And the Lynx, they're apparently they need more scoring. I think their top person, Collier, had like 21 points a game, but aside from her, it really falls off. I think only other two people on the Minnesota WNBA team scored double digits.
Totally makes sense why they drafted her. So
So they need scoring, right? But yeah,
yeah,
like you said, the knock from scouts is that I don't think that she's like undersized and maybe a defensive liability at forward, right? She's gonna be able to
yeah,
go
yeah.
in and out, play anywhere, like you said, any level on offense, and maybe be able to guard smaller, small forward guards, even be able to catch up with them. But I don't think she's 6'2", and I think she said in interviews she's like 6 foot on a good day. Like
No, for sure. You
so,
can tell. You can tell. But like, it's funny because same thing with like Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins. So they have Juju Watkins at like 6'2" on a lot of media
mhm,
papers, she's at 6'2", and then Paige Becker's like 5'11". Then they guarded each other in the same height. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, see,
Then
it's one
they
of those like build as 6'4" when they're really
right,
like six
right.
foot
Then they
clean,
got
and
like they also having Caitlin Clark. They were saying she's close to like 6'2". No, she's not.
yeah, I don't
Like
know about
no.
that.
Cardoso might be 6'7" though.
Yo, yeah, I didn't know she was from Brazil. I never
Yeah,
heard her speak before draft night, but
from Brazil. Yeah.
for
So
for Pili, I don't think she's gonna have a problem staying on that team because they need someone that can score like her and like at different levels, different ways versus different defenders. She's a bucket, right? She can put up 35 points. Um, if like the ball's coming to her, she can shoot threes, you know. So the Lynx got somebody that can score, but hopefully she proves herself more as like an all around player, like and
no,
gets it done
yeah.
defensively and can lock
I,
people up. I'm worried that she's short, right?
I think she'll find her niche in the league and on
Yeah,
the team. But again, same thing. But like uh I was talking to a good friend who's very close to like, the WNBA. She was also saying the same thing. Like she really hopes that Alissa sticks, not just with the Lynx, but in the league.
yeah,
But like watching her play, and some of the coaches, women's coaches I've talked to, same thing. So she might be a little slow because she's gonna be at 6 foot. She's not 6'2", 6'3", where she can go down there and just kind of like, hang out in the paint and guard those guys.
wide, big wing spread,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
wingspan. Yeah,
But foot's like sh- you can learn to get quicker. You can train to get quicker. You can also train to get faster. So it's all about what she's gonna want to do in the league and what the Lynx want her to do. What
yeah.
they're gonna ask of her. But it should be interesting to see how she does through training camp and where she signs. But either way, I know she's gonna stick in the league. But uh, she still also has Europe to go over to and play if she chose to. There are also other professional leagues right now for women. They're not very well known, but there's some leagues right now like some of the aces are playing on in these leagues. I know who was it? I think it's Brianna Stewart and another player and some other former players who put together this league, this pro
Oh
league for.
yeah.
So plenty of opportunity for her. And I think she's overcome too much already after transfer from like USC and all of that, coming out of Alaska to not put her best foot forward and make the best effort, to make the squad. So I fully expect to see her next year, next season, sorry, in the summer to be playing for Minnesota. It's gonna come fast too because I think league activity begins in May. I mean, I know it started with the draft, but yeah, I think you report to teams around May, training camp and everything like that. So yeah,
Um, I want her to. I mean, I really hope the Lynx like invest in her and her
definitely,
training and really build her up
definitely.
because we talk about LeBron spending $1 million of his own money on upkeep, on body maintenance. WNBA players don't have that kind of money, right? Like
No,
Clark, Caitlin Clark, the number one pick out of Iowa. Over her 4 year contract, she's set to make $338,000, which comes out to like 80,000, 84,000 a year.
about that.
The number one pick in the NBA last year was Victor Wembanyama. Over his 4 year rookie contract, he's set to make $55 million. So there's a discrepancy here, right? The WNBA doesn't
There's
have as much funding, doesn't have as much
nope.
merchandise spending, doesn't have as big TV rights,
They don't
doesn't
have
have
like
as many games.
filling out. They don't have as many games. They don't have people filling out all the
Mm,
seats. I mean, yeah, we
buying
saw
tickets.
in the playoffs. We saw the Aces. They fill seats. They do. That's one team. Um,
Yeah.
and I get it. Like I'm one to say that these women aren't getting paid enough, but to compare it to the NBA right now, it's hard. Like I know people want to be like, well, the men get this. Well, it's the whatever the league, their league gets like I think it's what did they say? I think it's like a 10 billion to like a 60 million like
Yeah.
gap, like what the league's getting. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so like honestly, if you really want to support these women, start buying the merch, start going to games, start turning on your TVs when you watch. There's a lot of people that are gonna listen to this and be like, well, they're boring, or it's just women playing. Because I see a lot of those comments when I'm on Twitter. Then you know what I mean? It's a lot of arrogant dudes out there uh who are just like it's weird that they would go to those links to say stuff like that. Like,
It's an
the,
inferior product.
yeah, like that's weird. That's weird. The games are great, the players are great,
What
the
do you think? What
game.
do you think the like discrepancy is then between that and the NBA? Because I feel like some NBA games are boring, but WNBA games, how do we get like more people watching or more money into the league? You think?
That's tough. I mean, because the play's been better. We just saw the numbers in viewership for
Yep.
the women's games.
History.
You can't. I mean, I'm with them. The women were up in arms when they were like, how come the boys get to call their tournament the tournament?
Hmm.
March Madness. Oh, when they refer to the tournament, they'd be like, oh yeah, the tournament. And when
Better
they refer,
equipment. The men get
right,
better swag bags. They
and
get
then
better housing.
everything, better everything. So, I think we just have to follow up on that. I mean, if all those people are able to watch that, obviously people are interested, and um, it's hard to the athleticism right now from the girls that are playing in college and in the WNBA all the way into the WNBA is amazing. Like half of these dudes who play pickup, I know sit at home and be like, man, you know what I mean? No, you can't beat them. I promise you. I've seen them play. These girls are amazing. The women are amazing. The girls are amazing. We just have to get out here and start watching now. People know it now. And you can't say they don't because we have the numbers from the tournament, you know?
This is from. Let me see where exactly this is from. Insider. This is just on an MSN thing, but it says the pay gap stems from the difference in revenue between the basketball league's male and female divisions. Revenue, which comes from ticket sales, merchandise, food and beverage sales, local broadcasting rights, is used to pay player salaries. The NBA, oh, here you go. Like you said, the NBA brings in over 10 billion a year, while the WNBA recorded an estimated 200 million in revenue. So that's
So
50x. The
yeah,
Oh man, the NBA makes 50 times more money, so they have, I guess, like 50 times, a higher pay
right.
scale.
Man, thanks, Lance. You made me sound like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what you said. $10 billion to the smaller one. Damn.
And
So,
so, and, yeah, and that's what we need to do now. You want to support these women? Let's go watch these games. Let's go fill these seats,
mhm.
buy these jerseys, t-shirts, anything, all the merch. And not just the WNBA games, the smaller leagues too. Go watch those games. Uh, do what you can, support, spend your money. Because if you're able to spend your money on these whack ass Lakers jerseys, you can definitely go buy a Las Vegas Aces jersey. Oh, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Look, I saw the Charlotte Hornets. This fool ran out to go inbound the ball, got the ball from the ref, and passed it back to the ref
Oh
because he
no.
didn't know that wasn't his teammate. Look, if you can go support knuckleheads like that, come on, man.
You
Like,
can watch some women's basketball.
look, if you don't want to go out there and watch players like Chelsea Gray, Sabrina
Yeah.
Ionescu, man, I wish Deladon had played. I wish Maya, man, saddest moment of my life. Happy for her. She got married. She was running the program where she was helping wrongfully accused
Hmm.
people get out of jail. And then she retired because she's already fulfilled. She didn't need it. Like, and it wasn't just the money, but Maya Moore, I think, is probably the best player, women's player, I think. If she was still in the league, she'd still be killing right now. She was the closest thing to Jordan for me, personally. So
That was also crazy watching the WNBA draft and like you know how like the draft tracker little information pops up
yeah,
and they would say like this player on their team is foregoing the next season, or this player for international reasons isn't going to
right,
play in the U.S., or this player is
right.
not going to come over. I was like, oh my gosh, that's I mean, and like, oh, this player is having a child, so she's not going to play this year.
That's crazy.
That's
That's
not anything that the NBA has to worry about. Like, they don't
right,
ever have to take
right.
pregnancy leave.
It's also another thing that we also should look forward to. I mean, look forward to, look into making better. I'm not sure what the maternity leaves are for, and I think maybe some of these women should be getting paid because some of these fools, when they have like mental issues, they're still getting paid. They leave the league. I know the league has health benefits to where
Yeah,
like shit, people were trying to get what's his name, Delonte West onto like a just signed to so he can get like him and
the
Tony
health
Snell, yeah,
benefits.
Tony Snell, so like I think the same thing should be done for the women if it's not already being done. We've also heard about women being I guess shunned from, not really shunned, but like be almost blackballed from the league when they get pregnant. Like they gotta choose, like like having a baby or playing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. Women go through a lot more stress, you know, when it comes to things like that. Like you just said, men don't have to worry about getting pregnant. And then I know people are just like, well, because they can get well, I mean, on some of these fools are athletes too. Like some of them play in the NBA, and I just think there's a lot we could do for the women's league right now, instead of, you know, trying to compare the leagues right now. Like,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. So
Instead of just trashing them for being
yeah.
broke.
But like, and
Yeah.
like you were saying, some of these women choose to stay overseas because those teams are giving these women really good contracts. You
Yo,
know
yeah.
why? Because the games are being watched out there. Because
Ah,
like some of these women are treated like LeBron is out here. So I mean, man, I know Candace was out there when she was playing in Europe. She well received.
Griner.
Yeah, Griner. Okay, maybe not that one right now, but
They all had like they're overseas and treated like superstars.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Brittany Griner. That I mean, that's
that was
tough.
that. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't care. People gonna tell me, well, you shouldn't. Oh, well, hey, like
Where else you gonna get your
that.
cartridges?
That was extreme though. Like, come on. And I know
That was play. That was
it's not.
political.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
know it's not American law, so but some people are like, well, man, we gave up like a.
We gave
Oh
up a
God.
terrorist.
No, he went. No, stop,
Arms
stop.
dealer.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But yeah, you're
Watch these games.
um. Please go watch these games. Stop talking shit. And for all you fools out here, be like, man, well, I'm better. Well, no one wants to watch you, fool.
Don't do
Obviously, no one wanted to pick
that.
you up. No pro team wanted to pick you up. You at
Don't do.
home. And bro, I'm better than yeah, you're better than me, but you're not better than them, and that's why you're at home and probably gonna be working with me on the tarmac. So,
Man, you know who no one's better than? It's Max Holloway.
oh my gosh. Look, let me tell you. My sister, who I'm living with, miss it, love her to death, man. Her and my brother-in-law, who's really just like my brother, Yawa, like they if you ask them about home, because they're both homegrown from American Samoa, but all the things that they went through and they spent so much time in Hawaii, that's home for them. So like, we heard that Max was fighting. Uh a family friend also. Shout out to my guy Eric, and my niece Nana. They were like, "Oh, well, I was asking, what are you guys gonna do in the week?" They were like, "Oh man, we're gonna watch the fights." I was like, "Oh damn, that's cool." And we were here all Saturday. My sister doesn't really watch that because it's like it's gruesome. Some of the fights that it's tough to watch sometimes, but She also wanted to see Max, and it was cool because we were all here, so it was like a family event. But we we watched all the fights from the
Not just Max's fight.
not just Max's fight. So like that's what we wanted, but we watched all the fights. And she, safe to say she had fun watching. My sister Messi, who doesn't really watch, and I love to see it. But let me tell you, the Max fight again, we watched that and it was great. It was great from the beginning to the end. But the end though, when that fool walked to the middle of the octagon, said, "Come on, right here, let's go." I know a lot
Right
of people,
here.
yeah, I
Right
know a lot
here.
of people won't see it the way we saw it, but Gaethje was down on points. Yes, he had knocked down Max once, but if you're a fan of the sport and you watch even boxing, you know that Max definitely was going to win on points. What he gave Gaethje was a chance to win.
Yeah.
You know, I know he was already hurt. He took the nose, he broke, man, that broken nose, the heel to the nose. My sister, man, it was gruesome because it was like, shoo, yeah. So he got that, and then again, was it a left that he got caught with? He was hurt, and then Max just told him, "Hey, come even in the middle of the ring," bro. Like, bruh. And then they just started
Hey,
going at it,
hey, pro
and
tip, pro tip, do not meet Max Holloway in the middle of the
no,
ring at the end of the fight.
don't meet him in if he's in. And the consensus is like I don't know Max Holloway, but the word is between his family and a lot of people that meet him, outside of the ring, people that are close to him, like he's a really generous guy, really great guy. Like, no, he's not out there trying to fight you, but look, if you're anywhere and he's mad at you and he tells you, "Come here, meet," no, don't do it. Go the opposite way.
He's not trying to sucker punch anybody. He's not trying to
Nope,
get around defenses. He's
nope.
like, I will outswing you
Oh
right
man.
here in this phone booth.
And it's exactly what he did. He called Gaethje over, and they just started going at it. And the minute he did that, I'm pretty sure the whole neighborhood could hear us.
Yeah.
I was sitting behind the couch. My sister was on the recliner. My niece Nana, well, they were by the counter. Her and Eric were by the counter. My brother-in-law was standing in the hallway. Our dog even was excited. My niece, we were up. Like as soon as he got to the middle, he was like that. We were just yelling. I mean,
Yeah.
what everybody from Hawaii was probably
Bah!
yelling, all the local Polynesians, but bro, sleep that fucker,
Sleep him!
bro, sleep that fucker, dog.
That's crazy. The last second.
Man, we were and you just saw him, his arms dropped, his head, his shoulder, and he just
Yo,
went limp,
slumped.
hit the ground. Oh man. And
Crowd
to
goes
watch him
wild.
just walk around the ring, like, yeah, I told you, man. And to know that he was able to walk out and leave the UFC with an extra 300,000 in his pocket, not just the
Nice.
300,000 that the bonus he was already gotten to fight. I think it was a extra. I think the bonus was going every round. The fight lasted every round, and then he got the extra
What?
1,000 for the knockout,
Yo, yeah, you get those if you get knockout of the night, submission of the night,
bruh. And
match of
he
the
got.
night.
I don't care what championship belt anybody else has. That's the championship belt I want, man.
The
The BMF,
BMF?
the baddest motherfucker around.
Yo, do
Yeah,
you know how that title works? Are there different titles for different classes, or is it just like it's one title for anybody
I'm
and
gonna be
you
honest,
have to?
man. I'm gonna be honest, that was the first time I heard about it. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that either of them had a title.
Yeah,
I was like, and then they were like, oh no. And then uh my guy Eric was explaining to me that that's what it stands for. BMF stands for baddest motherfucker. And I was, oh, okay, damn. That lived up to that title. Cause I
so
mean, damn.
UFC 44 was when the BMF title was first put up after a match between Masvidal and Nate Diaz.
Oh, damn. Those are two bad motherfuckers.
Let's find the baddest. Yeah, but that's
Man.
I'm interested to see if it's like just like given to the pound for pound baddest person who's like
Right,
gonna
right, right.
who can fight, and it doesn't matter what weight class you're in. and that's it. Just can go to anybody who's willing to step in the ring and fight for that title, the
I
title of the
know,
BMF.
I know that I think they both had to. I think one had to move up in weight class and one had to come down in weight class for that fight, if I'm
Okay,
not
so
mistaken.
they have to be the same then.
I think so. So man, but like, because it was really there was some good fights on the card, like, and that people were saying that's been like the best card in a long time. The fight card was just amazing with all the fighters that were on it. And then the championship women's fight was a little bit of a letdown because uh seeing the two fighters, the Chinese fighters come out, they look like, you know what I mean? Like, not to be not to be a dick, but they look like they was about to go out there and like really just like karate chop each other. You know, like they look like man, they were built. They were built to fight. The champion who won, she won from submission. She played it smart. But again, like that was tough. The last two fights to go after the Holloway Gagey fight, the way that ended,
Man.
like after that, like the adrenaline was so high. So if you had to fight after that, it was just like, wow. And then you saw, yeah, like it was
Anticlimactic.
crazy. You saw, y'all, man, you saw Pereira destroy Hill. Like that fool wasn't ready. That fool wasn't definitely wasn't ready. That was a good fight too. Yeah.
Did you
Oh
see
man, we saw.
Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp
Oh my god.
talking about, hey, hey,
But,
you think
oh,
I can fight Max Holloway?
I saw Cepho tweeted that Ocho Cinco do that every time like something like this happens. That fool's always like, no, let me yeah, tell him to come. And Cepho's exactly right. Ocho do that all the time. Like who else was he?
I
I
can
think it
fight
was
him. I can play him. I could
oh
DB
my god.
him.
Yeah, I can play him. I
I
can
could
beat him.
dunk
I
on
can
him. I could guard him.
oh my
Ochocinco does
gosh.
not lack for self confidence.
That fool also thought he was gonna be an NFL coach this year.
Oh, didn't he play like he was signed by the Raiders?
That's what I thought.
Is he
He
not?
really oh man. No, hell no.
Oh,
Not I
you're
mean
like,
he
no,
could
I
probably
don't
be
even
a
want to.
no, we're good. We had Antonio Brown, who was a player. We don't need the second coming of Antonio Brown be a coach
Yeah.
uh on the team.
A B.
But oh man, you know what? Please, Max, go and
Go spar with
tell
Ochocinco?
please,
Nah, man, because
please.
then he has to knock him out. Like he has to like really.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I
Yes.
I don't want like him to like have
Bro,
to
have
exert
you seen that
himself.
clip? Have you seen that clip where there's the fan and he asks John Jones to kick him in the leg? And so John Jones
How?
is like, he's like, you know what? He did it like the first kick was like, he kicked him hard, but like you knew he was holding back.
Yeah.
And then the dude was like, no, really kick me. And then John
Wow.
Jones was like, for real? Bro, the dude after the like he falls and like he's like kind of gets up limping. They show the like I
A
think it was a
bruise
TikTok.
after?
They show after that he had to go to the hospital. I think like
Oh,
I think he had like maybe tore something or I don't know.
damn. You gotta check
But
it. You gotta check those kicks.
bro, did like when we were watching even Max's leg, Gage was getting him good. You could see how swollen one of his
Yeah.
calves were from the kicks. Like
Ugh.
people don't realize like they look like they're just small kicks to the leg, like but those guys train man,
Yeah.
they know where to kick you. Like, bro, man,
Some of
that's
those
yeah. So
sound snappy too. Like they sound like a strike. But also,
look,
even in the, I mean, I know it's just the video game, but I know this for the same. If you keep kicking someone's leg, eventually it's hard for them to move on that leg.
and
Like they
that's
start
so
limping
that's
around, or they have to switch sides because it hurts so much to block with that same leg. So now they're fighting southpaw or something crazy.
like Max had to knock out Zombie, but Zombie had almost destroyed his leg,
Yeah,
and it made Max like limp. It was hard for him to move. The movement you want to do, like even the power from your kicks, because you're gonna have to set your leg and kick. Like it's different. I'm telling you,
yep,
people. Like,
yep.
hey yo, just remember when Spider broke his shin. That's how hard they kick. When he went to kick,
Oof.
remember that?
Weidman
Man,
versus Weidman,
I
or
remember that. And you just saw his leg just like a like it looked like it turned to rubber.
it
Like,
got real loose.
you know what it reminded me of? Remember, I don't know if you guys, yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys ever watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but the villain at the end when he turns into rubber, at the end when he's melting, that's what his leg looked like.
Ugh.
Man, but what a great night for Max Holloway and his house,
Blessed.
his camp. Man, oh, and he got to got to be the shorts. You got to wear the floor shorts, the tights. Great to see. Great for the island of Hawaii, the state. I don't know if we can call them a state right now. Great for the island of Hawaii. You know, hey, Hawaii versus the world. So they won that
You
night.
say you didn't
And
want to call it a state?
no, it's illegally occupied by the
Ah, okay,
government
yeah, yeah,
of the United
yeah. Yeah.
States,
The kingdom, the island kingdom.
the island kingdom of Hawaii. So yeah, man, yeah, that was great. It was great to
And also to
watch
watch
it
it
with my
with the
boys.
family.
Oh man,
Yeah. Nice.
everybody was so hyped, man, so hyped. So that was cool to see.
Before we do shout outs, who do you got in the Kendrick versus Drake uh, rap battle that's
Look,
gonna
hey,
kick off?
Drake is Drake is cool with like the one-liners, like his whole rap. Like people, no, he's a good rapper. He's a good
He's
rapper.
a good
But when
rapper.
they start going at it, like, this is my favorite. Fukio. He's good with the puns. Like, he's got the one-liners, he's got the lyrics, but Kendrick, like the whole song, he's gonna tag you. And like you don't like you're not you gotta listen to it like maybe 1 or 2 times and you'll be like, damn, Kendrick really fucking this fool up, through the whole song. But I go with Kendrick because I think Kendrick is more of a lyricist and because I know Drake has ghostwriters.
Yeah, man, it's like more. It's like a stronger unit and team.
Right, right. And nothing against it. I mean, that's what you pay for. Of course, like I know people are going after Cole right now for apologizing, but
Oh
yo,
my gosh, what did you think about that?
look, if it's
Drop the
not,
diss track, and then 2 days later at your festival, Dreamfest.
that's okay. You know what? I admire him for it because like it
Mm,
wasn't in his heart. Like he put it out. You can tell the
yeah,
song too it wasn't his best. You see, like Cole could have like
he wrote it in 7 minutes.
that's what I'm saying. Cole could have came back and been like had something better. I don't know if he would destroy Kendrick because hey, Kendrick is Kendrick, and those two go head to head. I mean, they probably still going head to head right now, but J. Cole didn't have his heart in it. So everybody's
Yeah,
gonna give him shit about apologizing because that's not what his heart is. And everybody's like, well, it's good for hip hop that he but hey, you know what I mean? Like, you're not Cole. Leave the man alone. You know what I mean?
uh,
Leave
that's
the man
interesting.
alone.
He's got the album coming up called "The Fall Off," and I feel like people are dissing him because he apologized, and they're like, well, you can't be in the top three, you can't be in the top five if
I
you're
saw, yeah. They
not
said
trying to
yeah.
battle
They're
and
like,
protect your spot.
well, you know what? He don't have to be in the top three because you know where he's at? He's in the top 99 percentile of tax bracket that we're not in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's getting rich.
So
Man, he's got
uh
his own festival. He's got his own label.
yeah, no, I mean J. Cole, hey, I don't care. Um, I
Yeah.
know Drake makes the most money.
Mm.
I'll take Kendrick in that battle. I know, but that Drake this was hey, like I
I
said,
didn't. I didn't know that. Like, I thought Drake, Future, Metro Boomin, like they're Rick Ross. They're all cool. They've all done music together for so long, and like apparently we're sneak dissing for the last couple of years.
man, Rick
What is
Ross and
that?
his that beat what the
You got a
Rick.
beep going on?
I was like, oh, somebody
Sir, you
cooking
got a
something.
Rick Ross alert?
Right. Just I'm
Beep
about to say
beep
something. Rick
beep
Ross
beep.
is like, hey, Rick Ross
Huh?
outside the door. Look,
Huh?
Rick Ross and his diabetic ass. Um,
Mr. Wingstop.
oh my gosh. Nah, that's weird. I mean, I know you made your career yourself, but at the same time, Drake kind of help your career, bro.
Yeah, hitmaker, or at least people listen to a lot of his music. So when he's featured on someone else's stuff or has someone else on his, that helps him out. Yeah, I'm interested to see because we got that Kendrick verse on Futures Like That, but we didn't get like a whole song in multiple verses, all
Man,
aimed at
look,
Drake.
people are gonna probably write like Drake's probably gonna write some amazing. J. Cole may come back and write something that's cool, but look, Kendrick got everybody up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yo,
Kendrick got everybody up. Kendrick now Kendrick did that, and now like you said, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, like all of a sudden all this other beef is coming out. It's funny. So Kendrick done started something.
yeah. Drake, this last diss track that he put out this weekend, um, is starting to like make the internet kind of getting a
Yep,
buzz.
yep.
Definitely goes in on a bunch of different people, but it's going to be interesting to see what everyone's response is to this first one
Right. And then we're
and
gonna all
whether.
be suckered into buying tickets to him and Kendrick and J. Cole's concerts.
Yeah, it's all play.
They're all
This
gonna
is
have a tour together.
this is all Triple H is behind this whole beef, and yeah, it's all just for
Oh,
show and for chicken sales. But yeah, I'm excited. I like to hear it. Let's. I mean, but I get why Cole. I also respect him for going
I'm sure.
out of the
Yeah,
way to be like, yo, this isn't me.
that's yeah.
I know people are gonna look at me weird after this, after I apologize, but still, this isn't my path. This isn't my light. So I'm gonna step out.
Look, like when have you heard J. Cole come out here and like make a diss track? What song? Like
Yeah,
he had that one. What was it? Something. The Bluff. Where he people thought he was trying to diss the poet. What was her name? No name. I
yeah,
forgot
no
her
name,
name.
no name.
Yeah. So, but he wasn't dissing her. He was trying to come at her in a way like, civil, really. And then she got butthurt about it, and people, oh, he dissed her. He didn't diss her. He was trying to explain to her that, not, he sees what she's saying, but why would you come at people like that instead of educating them? So, like, even that wasn't a diss. So, like, and to me, that's like the
That's
closest thing I've heard. Him trying to like people were like, oh, he diss track. So it's never really been him. I get people saying it's cool for hip hop to have another battle, like, you know, but it's also cool for hip hop that he's not out here like guns blazing, like, coming
yeah.
after you. Yeah, so
Even though his that 7 minute warning that had a bunch of gun like lines,
yeah.
like to your temple, throwing all a bunch of bullets, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
I know hearing that I was like, Jermaine is not a shooter.
Right. Right.
I understand you got to say that, but I mean that coupled with it didn't sound fully sincere, along with the album title might delete later,
Right.
like yeah,
Exactly.
it all kind of like yeah, we saw that like. Drake told J. Cole, all right, you go first, right? And then
Right. Hey,
I'm
let
going
me
to
see what
build on this, and then we're
let
going
me
to
see
keep
what you
going.
got.
Yeah, and Cole stepped out, but that's all good. Uh, yeah, shout out to rap beefs and
Amen.
verses. All right, shout outs.
Oh man.
Shout out as always to our sponsor, Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Also, be ready this summer for 4 days of aloha.
Yes. Big shout out to them too, as well as they've got some family stuff going on right now. So if you guys have prayers, direct them towards um the fellas over there at Levasa, uh, Eri and Boat. Well, we love you guys. But also, on a broader note, shout out to the Politic Network who have they took a little break and now they're back. So it's getting hot over there. You know what I mean? As it always is. But
Yeah.
you got the Polytaking podcast where always something interesting there. They're
Current.
gonna make you laugh. They're gonna make you
Yeah.
think. You know what I mean? So great to see them back on the air. Also the Way Back Wednesday pod with obviously the
Yeah.
Ballinesians Lance, who with Sefa, and then the Pacifica movie starter kit with Oh Hello Marcus and Lance.
Mm,
So get out there and listen to them. They're back on the air. New episodes coming at you. Be sure to check that out. Also, shout out to my nephew, man, Yawa Jr. We call him Pepe or Baby. He also just started this new job at McGee or Alaska Airlines as we're part of the ground crew. Uh,
nice.
he's got full speed ahead. He loves it. You know, he's out there on the tarmac now working with people out there. So yeah, and then man, just shout out to my dude Will. I never got to shout him out, man. Like for just giving me a place to stay like the past 2 years, having like giving me somewhere I had my own space at. uh I lived out there with him. We rented a first we had an apartment together with my brother Noah. And then we moved into a house. We lived with the other brother Paul and his family. So now I'm back here, and I just want to thank my guy Will for giving me that, because having your own space sometimes is better than gold,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, man, and shout out to you, man, for going out and playing golf with Noah. Enjoying the first, I guess. I guess today, I don't know how it's been down there, but like today was actually again sunny today. I think tomorrow's supposed to hit like 70 out here on this side.
Damn.
So I mean, you guys will obviously feel that soon because you guys are only like 2 hours away. So shout out to the weather. Shout out to the weather.
It's turning into that go outside season.
Amen.
We're going to the playground all the time. Nora's asking for the park as much as possible.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's getting to that point where we don't have to follow her around as much at the park. Like she can just go and,
Just as long as you have an eye on her.
yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of sit on the bench on the side and she'll go up there. But like I don't have to worry about her falling so much. And if she does fall, like she's pretty strong. Like
Yeah, right.
she's like
Eh,
she'll like fall down or fall off of something and then look around for me and she'll be like, "Are you okay, Daddy?" Like, "I'm fine. Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah," and then get up and
right. Yeah.
start
See.
playing some more
Yeah.
or the
Kids.
swing switch out.
If you, I mean, when you start panicking, a lot of the times the kids just start crying, and then
Yeah.
they're panicking. So yeah. Yeah. Good job. You're a seasoned vet right now.
This is our
You're a seasoned
first
vet.
kid. We are learning as we go and hoping it's not leaving any trauma. Like,
Oh, the trauma.
oh, the trauma. Yeah. Again, shout out to Levos Island Apparel. Big shout outs, definitely to Alissa Pili,
Oh,
um,
yes.
getting drafted into the WNBA by the Minnesota Lynx.
Oh yeah.
Excited to see the journey and the progress, and exactly how you're going to take this league by storm, and especially take over that team and apply your production. So that's going to be
Yes.
so dope to see. Shout out to Blessed Max Holloway for that BMF title fight and that like see me in the middle of the ring. Let's swing. Let's
Man.
throw. You like Tro?
Man.
Jeez, see me.
Sleep that fucker, dog.
Yeah, it was a good week. Next week we got the NFL draft next week.
Ooh. Hey, whatever your team is, like if you send us an email who you think your team's gonna draft or who you want your team to draft,
Hmm.
I know for me, my team, I want the Chargers to draft the best kicker in the game.
At fifth
Uh
overall.
at fifth overall. I
Sure.
would love for them to get a long snapper. Uh
I don't know, man. Jim Harbaugh is like, I just want a good offensive line and to run the ball. And Justin Herbert's like, is that why you took all my receivers away? Oh. But
I mean, hey, look, if you can get one of those big offensive tackles though, I think that would be good for Justin Herbert, honestly.
yeah, yeah. If we
But
could turn the
also,
fifth pick into like trade down and get a
oh
tackle, a
yeah,
wide
yeah.
receiver, maybe something in the future, I feel like that's the way. And I'm kind of hoping that's.
I think the teams that are most likely to trade up with the Chargers would be a team looking to draft JJ McCarthy. I think
Mhm.
that's the team. Whoever is looking to draft a quarterback, and it's going to be JJ McCarthy. That those are the trade candidates with the Chargers. But I also think the Chargers could go tackle right away at 5 or spend it on Brock Bowers because man, that kid can play, man, at tight end.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't
But
want to
look,
take a tight end at 5.
look,
I want
these,
to take
these
Joe Alt, Notre Dame, right?
oh man, please don't because I can't cheer for Joe out if he's on your team.
Yes, you can. You can do it.
But look, so
Every time he's locking up Max Crosby, throwing him into
you
the ground.
you guys you guys are at 5 now.
Yeah.
Say Caleb Williams goes first, Jaden McDaniels, or switch off between Drake May second, and then one of those third,
Mhm.
and then fourth could be. I mean, what if it's not Marvin Harrison Jr.?
But it's the Cardinals who don't have a wide receiver. So it's like they should.
But okay, but Marvin Harrison goes. Who do you have left? Malik Neighbors,
Roma Dunze.
Roma Dunze, Brian Thomas from LSU as well.
That's
I
what
mean,
Minnesota has the 11th overall pick and the 23rd overall pick, two first
not,
rounders. If they want JJ McCarthy at 5, we could get like hopefully Troy Faltanu, like we
yeah,
could get Taliesin Fuanga at tackle with the 11th pick, and then one of these big wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr.
yeah, yeah.
at 23, bro, and then we have a tackle and a young big wide receiver that could
But
also
look,
help
I mean,
Herbert out.
you also are getting old at the defensive end spot. Dallas Turner is bound to still be there at 5. Um,
Yeah.
Jared Verse from Florida State. So I mean, you guys are in a pretty good position because you guys don't need a quarterback. So 5 is a really good position for a team that's not looking to
Yeah.
get a quarterback. So
Look, we're freestyling this information right now. So imagine
yeah,
when you come back next week and we have our prepared NFL draft episode preview.
amen,
Yeah,
amen.
we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. We got a lot of sports coming at you, a lot of things that are happening. Yeah, check out Livasa Island Apparel. Sign up and follow, subscribe the Polyticket Network on YouTube. Follow
Yep.
and subscribe the Ballinesian podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, any of that. Yeah, and let us know if you need a commercial. We'll
Yes.
be making those up.
Yes. And don't overpack your bags, please, if you fly into Seattle on Alaska Airlines. don't
Backlight.
don't overpack your bags.
Don't do it. I
If
will
I see the
unpack them
tag
for you.
if I see the tag on it and I recognize your name on it, I'd be driving somewhere with no clothes.
Shout out to everybody for listening. Shout out to Brother Forrest. Yeah, this has been the Ball